The United States Army Corps of Engineers, USACE, has a prescribed way for lump sum cost loading in the schedule. It is a common practice standard for fixed-price resource loading. The Standard Data Exchange Format, SDEF, is a file format created by the USACE in 1986 to allow contractors using different project management tools to share data. The SDEF format is particular and requires fixed-price cost loading using a lump sum labor resource. This lump sum labor resource cost loading approach is also written in the United Facilities Guide specifications for project schedules, specifically in the Primavera P6 mandatory requirements section. These UFGS specifications are a joint effort of the USACE, the Naval Facilities Engineering Systems Command, and the Air Force Civil Engineer Center. Before September 30, 2023, NASA also was included in the UFGS combined effort. This article demonstrates lump sum cost loading for USACE SDEF and UFGS schedules using a web client interface to connect to a P6 Enterprise Project Portfolio Management Database. A prior blog demonstrated using a USACE SDEF compatible lump sum labor resource to cost load a schedule using the Primavera P6 Professional client. Refer to the following link. P6 Professional includes a program for converting XER files to SDEF format. P6 eppm does not. P6 eppm XML files will require P6 Professional to convert to XER formats, and then the XER to P3 per SDEF project conversion software to translate to SDEF format. Again, we want to demonstrate the lump sum cost loading for a web client connection to a P6 database. The Primavera P6 mandatory requirements are as follows. Activity codes must be at the project level, not the global or EPS level. Calendars by be project level, not global or resource level. Activity duration types must be set to fixed durations and units. Percent complete types must be set to physical. Time period admin preferences must remain the default, 8 hours per day, 40 hours per week, 172 hours per month, 2,000 hours per year. Set calendar work hours per day to 8-hour days. Set schedule option for defining critical activities to longest path. Set schedule option for defining progressed activities to retained logic. Set up cost loading using a single lump sum non-labor resource. The price per unit must be 1 per hour, default units time must be 8 hours per day, and settings auto-compute actuals and calculate cost from units selected. Activity IDs must not exceed 10 characters. Activity names must have verb-noun structure and contain the most defining and detailed description within the first 30 characters. The daily ending hour for all work calendars must be the same. Be aware that in line item hours above, auto-compute actuals and calculate cost from units are selected. There appears to be a typo in UFGS 0132.1.0010 that says these options are unselected. This should read selected. The following blog, Fixed Price Costs and Primavera P6 eppm, describes how to include fixed price cost loading in P6 eppm schedules using a cost user-defined field, UDF. The disadvantage of this UDF approach is that the fixed price cost UDF is not included in the planned total cost field computation. Another lump sum cost loading approach uses P6 Professional as before, but this time, we assign a fixed price cost directly to the budgeted labor and non-labor cost columns. But this is confusing. The fixed price cost can be mixed with budgeted labor and non-labor costs, which is not a transparent solution. The USACE SDEF lump sum labor resource method provides a more visible and workable solution. Also, the USACE SDEF conversion program will not convert these P6 Professional fixed price cost column data into the SDEF format. So, for both Primavera P6 Professional and Primavera eppm, defining a lump sum labor resource is the only practical workable solution for the UFGS specifications. We begin our P6 eppm lump sum resource labor analysis by creating a lump sum resource in the resource database. Toggle on Calculate Costs from Units and Auto-Compute Actuals in the bottom dock for lump sum. Further on the bottom Units and Prices page, we set the lump sum units and prices to $1 per hour. We must replace the corporate standard full-time global calendar with a 5x8 project calendar. On the Administration Enterprise Data Navigator pane, choose the Project Calendars page, left-click the gear, and select Add from the drop-down menu. In the Select Calendar to Copy dialog, you can copy from the corporate, standard full/time global calendar. Enter the calendar name 5x8. Make sure the time periods are set to default, including 8 hours per day. Further, confirm that the administration application settings time periods are default values, including 8 hours per day. Now we need to change the task calendars in our demonstration schedule. Click on the Contract Award Calendar field and select the ellipse. In the Select Calendar dialog box that pops up in this figure, we choose the 5x8 calendar. Select the field at the intersection of the Final Quality Assurance Inspection Task and Calendar column. Hold the Shift key down, select the Contract Award Date Calendar, 5x8, right-click, and choose Fill Down from the drop-down menu. The calendar column appears as it does in this figure. Note that the deliverables calendar still indicates corporate standard full-time. When you click Save, the screen refreshes, and these deliverables update to the 5x8 calendar. We must modify the duration type of all non-milestone tasks to fixed duration and units. The milestone tasks, contract award, project start, and project completion date, are the duration type fixed duration and unit/time because, by definition, their duration and work are 0. We can, however, modify the duration type of project management to fixed duration and units, as we did for the calendar column. Choose the last row in the schedule, Final Quality Assurance Inspection. Then, in this figure we hold the Shift key down, select the Project Management Calendar column, and right-click. In the loss figure, we choose Fill Down from the drop-down menu. The updated duration type column appears in this figure. We select the Project Management task, select Assignments in the bottom dock, and choose Assign Resource. We select the recently created lump sum labor resource and click Assign. We enter planned units of 10,000 for the lump sum resource in the bottom details of project management. Displays the cost-loaded project management task assigned to the lump sum resource. Note that the planned cost of the project management lump sum resource is $10,000. We proceed and cost load the remainder of the project schedule with our lump sum labor resource. The final cost-loaded schedule appears in this figure. Or lump sum cost loading in the schedule. The standard agreeable and compatible method with the USACE SDEF format is to create and assign a lump sum labor resource to schedule activities. This method complies with the UFGS 0132.1.0010 Project Schedule section on Primavera P6 mandatory requirements. Assigning fixed-price labor resources with resource ID lump sum clarifies the schedule's cost loading. The lump sum is for labor, material, and equipment costs, which, unlike UDFs, can be included in the P6 eppm schedule's total costs. This way, the scheduler models fixed-price costs in a P6 eppm web client interface environment. Again, this process requires P6 Professional to convert XMLs to XERs, and then XERs to SDEF format schedule files.